Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fab. We will wait for like 1 or 2 minutes and we'll let everyone join. तो आज इस वेबिनार में हम बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग एनसीडी पर बात करने वाले हैं। मैं आपको बता दूं कि ये एनसीडी आईआईएफएल समस्ता जो एक माइक्रो फाइनेंस कंपनी है वो ला रही है। इसकी डिटेल्स जानेंगे एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट अबाउट दिस एनसीडी जिसके लिए हम इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए वेबिनार लेके आए हैं वो इसलिए क्योंकि ये इफेक्टिव कूपन रेट अबव 10% दे रही है ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ 2 years, जो आपके एफडी के इंटरेस्ट रेट से ज्यादा है। तो इसमें क्या डिटेल्स है, आपको मिनिमम कितना इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा, व्हाट आर द अदर डिटेल्स, सेफ्टी क्या है, कंपनी क्या करती है, इन सब के जवाब देने के लिए आज हमारे साथ कंपनी के एमडी हैं एंड द सीईओ मिस्टर वेंकटेश is with us. So, Mr. Venkatesh, hi, good evening, and thank you for joining with us today. We will be talking about the first ever NCD from the company IIFL Samasta. So, first, welcome to the show.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, Devanshi.
So Venkatesh, now let's start because our viewers need to know that what exactly does the company do in microfinance? I mean, we all know that it's a microfinance NBFC, but what exactly are the operations? Throw some light, and also what are the specific or the niche targeting areas of the company?
Okay. IIFL Samasta Finance Limited is registered as an NBFC-MFI. I mean, if you look at within the NBFC-MFI, we cater to the women joint liability groups, and these women are into various kind of income generation activities. And considering there are NBFCs into various segments, we are clearly focused only on the microfinance segment, and presently we need to have a overall lending of around 75% to this class. And our ticket sizes vary anywhere between 30,000 rupees to around 70,000 rupees in the group model, which we do. We also do a secured micro lab business where we do a very small ticket size loan against property. We have an unsecured business loan for our graduating customers who are moving higher up into from the group loans, who take little larger ticket size loans, but they have a business to back it up. And apart from that, we have a dairy cattle loan, which we work in certain catchment areas where there is high milk production, and we look at small and marginal farmers to increase their overall cattle network. So they may have one or two cattle, we add in one more cattle to their herd.
Okay, understood. So what's the current asset under management, the AUM of the company? And if you can share the insights, like, we have seen a good growth in the AUM over last like 6 years during the company's operations. So can you highlight the sources of this significant expansion in the AUM?
Sure. I mean, I'll just date you back in terms of how the microfinance industry involved. So we also can look at the growth aspect also talks about that. Earlier the microfinance industry was predominantly an NGO kind of a thing. I'm talking about right from the 1990s onwards. But post 2004, 2005, many of the NGOs and Section 25 companies got converted into NBFCs, and we were as IIFL Samasta, we never started as an NGO. We started off as an NBFC directly. Then we had this the Andhra crisis, the epic Andhra crisis in the microfinance industry. Post that, RBI brought in a lot of regulation, and we came about with the Maligaon committee. Then that's when the news segment called NBFC-MFI emerged. And if you've seen the growth during from 2006, 2007, once we became a commercial, the industry became more commercial in nature, and we were able to tap capital markets for our fundraising. Things have really dramatically changed. I mentioned about RBI's regulation, which was around 2011. Then post that, you could see our peers like Bandhan becoming a universal bank. Then few others like Equitas or Ujjivan, FinCare, all becoming small finance banks. So this, the growth has been consistent in the last 15, 20 odd years, we have the industry is been growing at around 25, 30%. And now, post, we had another set of regulations in April 22. That's when the growth of the NBFC MFI sector, which almost commands close to around 40% of the overall microfinance industry, which is around 3 lakh crores, moved a little up. With aspect to
Okay.
IIFL Samasta, we were acquired by IIFL in the year 2017, and post that we had a clear expansion plan, making a national footprint in the various geographies across the length and breadth of the country. This went made us establish branches, and if you look at in the last 5 years, we have been. You talked about the growth. We are able to maintain. I mean, in the last 5 years, our CAGR was around 68%. And this has come about because of our branch network increasing multifold into the nooks and corners of the country. And with this, what was your second question, Devanshi?
So I wanted to understand, like, we have seen this AUM, like you said, this AGR is over 68%. That's a great number. So what was, like, where has this significant expansion come from? Was it like you have increased the branches, pan India? You were actually focusing on just one specific area. What was it?
Okay, sure. Yeah, I got your question. I mean, we presently operate in 21 states and one union territory. In terms of geographical diversification and geographical geographical risk mitigation aspect, also this is a very important thing. So we have bigger states like Bihar, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, West Bengal, Rajasthan, Odisha, these being our bigger states. And we also have states across a couple of these other smaller, uh, we have a couple of portfolios across smaller states too. But we have been organically growing this business. We didn't, we were just grown because of our branch network. We have close to around 27 lakh customers which we manage. We look at a women household who are into income generation activity, and we lend to these people. So it has been a more of an organic growth. It's come with our 1,500 network branches across the length and breadth of the country, and we
Okay.
are that's what I we're quite well spread in that way.
All right, Venkatesh, so now we understand that you have come with the first NCD and you're raising capital and you're aiming to raise around 1,000 crores of capital right now. So, what's the primary purpose behind the company's decision to like raise the capital currently? And are there specific areas or specific markets that you have targeted for expansion with the raised capital? What's the purpose?
Yeah. Uh, as of September 30th, we manage an AUM of close to around 12,195 crores. And presently, our borrowings come predominantly from public sector brands, private sector bank, NBFCs. We also do a lot of direct assignment deals with these banks. Since we fall under the priority sector, we sell down these portfolios. And also, we have privately placed NCDs. We do have the way I mean, we have a very small, minuscule amount of commercial papers from a couple of mutual fund houses and all those things. Our Given the sector in which we work in, we see that, as I said, we have provide very granular loans to our customers, and our risk being very low. In this aspect of it, it also encourages us to look at uh, raising money from the public in terms of telling them that they're looking at the risk is very low. So basically, raising money from the public was risk mitigation aspect of it in terms of our borrowing profile. So we have, as I mentioned, we have a couple of sources of borrowing profile. We're also looking at ECBs as we go ahead. So getting to the markets is another way of getting our expanding our borrowing profile and looking at various sources of thing. And NCDs is being a little thing, an advantage which we have because of our rating. Prior to we just got a rating of AA minus positive. This is one of the highest in our sector. Among all the NBFC MFIs, we would be the highest rated entity, and that's why we got into this thing of getting to the markets.
All right. So, Venkatesh, coming to the returns for the investors, I was reading it's beyond 10%. Am I right? What's the exact number? What's the coupon rate that you're offering currently?
Yeah, I mean, see, we have different tenures of 24 months, we have 36 months, and 60 months. At
Okay.
60 months, we are offering a 10.49% coupon, and we have an annualized payout and a monthly payout also.
All right. So, what I want to understand is because all the investors might be looking at this NCD since it's paying much higher compared to the FD returns, plus the safety that you have spoken about. So it's quite safe to invest in these NCDs. The effective coupon rate is coming beyond 10%. That's like higher returns for everyone. I also want to understand from the investors' point of view that going ahead, we all are hoping that RBI might cut the interest rates. So one, it's good for the investors actually, but on your part, what's the reason that you are giving such high interest rates? What are the spreads like for the company?
Yeah. Yeah, in terms of our borrowing, also today we borrowed around 10.4% kind of a thing. See,
Right.
what we lend to our customers, see, I talked about various products. Today, 85% of our loans are joint liability group loans and have a
Hmm.
ticket size of anywhere between 30,000 to 70,000 rupees to these women who are into some income generation activity. And
Hmm.
depending on their risk profiling, we do have a little range of interest rates. So we operate at around a 24.5% in terms of the interest rate for the group lending, which constitutes close to around 85%. So
Okay.
we our OpEx is also in terms of our delivery model is slightly different from how do you see traditional NBFC. So we have our field force managing all these 27 lakh clients I talked about. They each and every
Hmm.
field officer manages around 600. So and OpEx is high. So we have a slightly a better margin in terms of thing. So that's why our we are able to offer such a attractive interest rates. Also, it also requires for our we deploy these funds in terms of to acquire more customers across the geographies which we operate in. Uh, and we have been, as if you look at the interest rates, we are offering what we are able to traditionally borrow from these banks as of now.
Okay. Hmm. All right. So obviously, it's like higher interest rates compared to what banks are providing for FDs. So definitely, even if RBI might cut the interest rates, it's great for the investors to actually fix in their investments beyond 10% and get good returns from your company. Also, lastly, I want to know how much is like the unsecured lending, and what are the kind of NPAs, because usually microfinance has slightly higher NPAs. So what's the current rate of NPAs?
That's actually a misnomer in talking about NPAs being high in the microfinance company. If you look at pre-pandemic kind of a thing, our NPAs
Hmm.
are even less than 1%. We used to operate at around 0.6, 0.8%. Post
Hmm.
pandemic, yeah, definitely. If you had seen many of the customers who lost lives and their livelihood got disturbed, it is coming back to normalcy. I mean, we are still we are talking about it's still an MP of 2%, which is among any other operating NBFC into any other asset class. It's still much lower. But we are going to see this come down over the next few quarters. Why do we
Okay.
say these NPSC? Because talked about the ticket sizes being low. We have our
Hmm.
risk at very low level because it's a very granular loan. We looked at managing these customers, meeting them on a constant basis, monitoring the loan utilization part of it. So these are the
Hmm.
various things which we do. The how the sector works basically. This helps actually the loan, the keeping the NPAs low. And historically, the microfinance industry works in such a way where customers are actually much better pay masters than if you look at any other profile. And all these customers are also part of credit bureaus. So there is that kind of a comfort. So today, if they default, they're still not able to even borrow other, even since they're only taking a 70,000 rupee loan or a 80,000 rupee loan. At the time of dispersing a loan, we upload their data into a credit bureau. and if they stop paying, they do get they are not able to borrow future loans. So there are all these aspects also.
Mm.
If you look at these smaller customers are coming into the mainstream financial services, and they're also quite wary of that, and they want to keep a good track record of their borrowings and all those things.
Right. So, Venkatesh, thank you so much for making us understand actually what's the myth for the microfinance also, and to an extent, making us understand how is this all working. Okay, so let's come to the NCDs also. What are the details? How much is the minimum requirement for the investment? Give us all the details about the NCD.
See, the minimum requirement is it's in the multiples of 10,000 rupees.
Okay.
And as I mentioned, we are offering various tenures of 24, 36, and 60 months. The
Hmm.
coupon rate, we have an overall thing of 200 crores and a green shoe option of around 800 odd crores. We totally want to raise around 1,000 crores in this thing. And
Hmm.
uh, it's on first come first basis as we go ahead, and we have the issue is open till 15. Hopefully we want to close it earlier to that, and I definitely invite all of you all to invest. It's a much, I mean, you people, if you look at many of you would have seen the industry. It's actually from the days of the NGO kind of a thing handling clients. Today it's much more matured. Our clients, you people, you have to see it for believing they're much more credit worthy than any other class of clients, and that brings you that more comfort in this asset class, basically.
Correct. So, Venkatesh, thank you for giving us all the details. आई होप जितने भी सवाल हैं आपके वो सारे आंसर हो चुके हैं, बट फिर भी अगर आपकी कोई भी क्वेरी है, कोई भी फीडबैक है, तो आप हमें कमेंट सेक्शन में पूछ सकते हैं. विल गेट योर क्वेरीज सॉल्व. बट so this NCD is open till 15th of December. Hopefully it closes soon with the kind of liquidity we are seeing in the market, Venkatesh. But thank you once again for joining with us today and giving us all the details for this NCD. Thank you.
Excellent connecting with all of you all, and letting me talk about our issue. And thanks to one and all. Thanks, Devanshi.
Thank you. Thank you, Venkatesh.
Thanks.
Thank you, viewers. We'll end here. Thank you.